break, check out this Don Quixote Yule log. It's super cute, and it has just like instrumental music going in the background. And every now and again, they'll pop in and like read a little book together or something, but really calm and chill, free Don Quixote, super adorable. All right. So welcome. If you are joining us from home today, we are going to have a little bit of a craft activity. So if you'll have some time to get what you need, but if you have a paper plate, if you have a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll, some construction paper, crayons, that kind of stuff, we'll have a fun little crafting activity. And it's also something if you're here with us this morning in person, you'll also be able to do some of these activities when you get home with your kiddos. So we are going to go ahead and move on. Uh-oh, what did I press? All right. Okay. So good morning. My name is Megan Bolton. I am with KERA, which is your local PBS broadcasting station. I am a former Fort Worth ISD teacher. I taught for 17 years, second grade and third grade dual language. I'm also a graduate of Arlington High School. I was a Colt, and I got my master's from UT Arlington. So I've got some good ties here to Arlington. I'm really, really happy to be here with you guys this morning, and I'm going to pass it over to Erica for a sec.
Hi, good morning. I'm Erica Campos, also former bilingual teacher with Dallas ISD for about 16 years. I'm also a former school librarian, and then came over to KERA about 3.5 years ago. But yes, I support Megan and the other folks you see on our screen when they're out in the community in workshops and working with kiddos and teachers. And then briefly, if you just look at our screen, this is the rest of our team. So you see Megan and I there, and then in the white shirt to my left is Valeria. She's our family engagement specialist on the Dallas side. In the pink blazer is our director, Lisa Bracken. And then on the far right is Julia McAllister, our digital education coordinator. So together we're out and about in North Texas supporting families, teachers, and just folks in the community with resources. And then you guys are going to see all of those today. We're really excited to share them with you. Oh, this is me as well. So folks in the room, but also people online. Here's what we're going to be working on today. We're going to take you again through, hi, welcome. Anywhere you'd like, have a seat. We just got started, so you're right on time. Yeah. I'm Erica, by the way, with KERA, and this is Megan. Oh, thank you for coming. Nice to meet you. So we're going to take you through Tiempo, Tranquilo, which is our KERA original podcast that we're very proud of, and we're excited to share it with you guys today. You're going to get to do a couple little activities with it, but before we jump into that, this workshop is one that we do with families out in the community, but you're going to get a little small version of it today. So for our goals, like what is it that we're trying to do with this workshop when we work, again, with kids and families, is to help children recognize and name emotions, those big emotions in life. For example, we have some there: happy, sad, angry, jealousy even, or if you're scared or overexcited. And then through those workshops, we introduce mindfulness strategies, so like deep, calming breathing, which Megan is going to take you through in just a minute. And again, all of that to help kids and families manage those big emotions, be able to reset that brain, and they can move on with the rest of their day. Okay, so with that, we're going to listen to a little snippet of the podcast, not the whole thing. The podcast episodes, there are 16 total, 8 in English, 8 in Spanish, and they run about 7 to 8 minutes. So today we'll just do a small little piece. We'll have a little opportunity to play, and then as I mentioned, we're going to make something too.
All right, so Erica mentioned at the beginning that one of our goals today is to learn some different mindfulness or breathing strategies. So we're going to start off our morning kind of getting our brain ready to activate and to get ready to learn and be successful in our day. So one way we're going to do that is through bubble breathing. And bubble breathing is so great because all you need is your breath. You don't need anything else to help you with this, right? And when you're working with, or when you're with your own kiddos, good morning, welcome. How are you? I'm so glad you're here. When you're working with kiddos and you're working with breathing, one thing to remember is it's a skill, right? It's a strategy. And so if they're already melting down, saying, hey, my friend, I need you to breathe. Hey, let's breathe. They're not in their right mind right at that moment. But if you're practicing it throughout, when they do have that meltdown, that's when they'll come back to that skill that they've learned and they can apply it because they've been practicing it when they're not melting down, right? Another thing with bubble breathing and deep breaths in general, again, I taught second and third grade, and sometimes when they would breathe, we would take deep breaths, they would do things like, and that's not deep breathing. That's not healthy. That's going to activate your fight or flight, right? That's not what you want your kiddos to do. So when we do bubble breathing, we also kind of want to be silly with it. So we want to say, hey, my friends, when we're blowing bubbles, is this what we do? Do we do that with our mouths when we're blowing bubbles? Does that work when you're blowing bubbles? What do you guys think? Not really, right? No. Because kiddos, Spit bubbles, exactly. Different bubbles though, right? So when we blow bubbles, we want to use this, we want to open our lips a little bit and we want to blow carefully out, right? So when we're blowing our bubbles, we're going to go, and we'll see all of our beautiful bubbles blow out of our wand. So we're going to practice that this morning, where we're going to take a deep breath in, and then we're going to practice blowing out 3 big bubbles, okay? Y'all want to do it with me? Ready? Let's breathe in. Inhale. And exhale, first bubble. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale that nice big bubble. And one more time. Magic number is 3. Deep breath in. And exhale that bubble. How does your body feel? A little bit better? A little refreshed? Another fun thing to do with this is you can have them picture colors. So you can be like, I wonder if you can blow a blue bubble or a red bubble. What color do you see? Because that will also help them be focused on what's happening in the world around them, which leads us to, what is mindfulness? So we throw this word around. We say this word a lot, but sometimes we don't necessarily know what it means, and our kiddos definitely don't unless we explain it to them, right? So what mindfulness is exactly what these 3 statements are on the screen. So we actually have a couple of motions that go along with this to help us remember what mindfulness is. So I'm going to say one statement and do an action if you'll do it along with me. Does that sound good? So I'll go, then you'll go. Okay, so we're going to say, I am aware of my thoughts. There we go. I am aware of my emotions. And I am aware of the world around me. Excellent. And so again, that going back to that breathing, if you're aware of the world around you, you're going to notice the colors around you. You're going to notice how other people around you are acting. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you're going to notice what your emotions are and what you're feeling. So the more that we talk to our kiddos when they're not feeling super emotional, then these strategies will kick in when they are being emotional.
It's not linked, right? We have to pull it. Okay. All right. Now that our bodies and our brains are calm, thank you, Megan. We're going to listen to that snippet of Tiempo, Tranquilo. She's going to pull it up. So this episode is called Anger, the Lion Inside You. So think of like a lion and a big roar. So as we listen, we're going to try to pay attention to how Cecilia, our host, handles anger. And then we're just going to follow along as she introduces us to some ways that we can handle that strong emotion in a positive way. And it's at 1:30.
Anger can make us feel like a mad lion is roaring inside your chest. And sometimes we don't know how to control it. We don't act like our regular selves, and we might not know why. Let me take you back to a time when I got angry. I was about 8 years old. I was playing with my toys when all of a sudden, my sister grabbed my favorite teddy bear, mi oso de peluche. Then, my mom told me it was my sister's turn to play with my teddy. My teddy. so mad. My anger made me feel like a big, giant movie monster. No! My sister snatched my teddy away from me. I was so angry, I started to jump up and down and stomp my feet. I started to cry. Why would my mom let her play with my teddy? Wait. Let's stop for a second. I felt so angry, like super angry. If you ever felt like this, I want you to know that it's okay to feel hurt and angry. Our brain is reacting to that big emotion. Now, let's try something that helps me melt away those yucky feelings when I'm really mad. It's called 5-finger breathing. Put one hand out in front of you. Spread your fingers so they look like a starfish. With your other hand, trace each finger up as you breathe in and trace each finger down as you breathe out. Let's try it. Breathe in as you trace your finger up your thumb. Breathe out as you trace your thumb down. Now breathe in as you trace up your index finger. Breathe out as you trace down your index finger. Breathe in as you trace up your middle finger. Breathe out as you trace down your middle finger. Breathe in as you trace up your ring finger. Breathe out as you trace down your ring finger. Okay, last finger. Breathe in as you trace up your pinky. Breathe out as you trace down your pinky. You can do this as many times as you need to help yourself chill out. Sometimes I count my fingers over and over when I really need to cool down.
All right. So, folks at home and also our friends here in the room, we've had 2 opportunities to kind of, again, reset our brain. So, let's think about let me go back here. Let's think about what we remember from Cecilia and her experience. What did she use to kind of help herself calm down? Do we remember? Yeah, she paused herself. Yeah. And then hopefully, I love how Megan, you mentioned earlier, this is not the first time that she's doing this breathing exercise. We would like to assume she's worked on it in class, maybe with her teacher or a counselor, maybe her mom or someone at home who's already been doing that, maybe on smaller situations. So now that this one seems really big and emotional, she knows that she can self-regulate. Oh, let me pause for just a minute and breathe so then I can think clearly on what I need to do or how to handle my teddy bear being yanked from from me. Oh my goodness. So thinking of the 2 breathing strategies and then what we heard Cecilia kind of going through and then like the examples that we've given, what are some things that you do to calm yourself when you're feeling angry or upset about something? For sure. Different. Yes, yes. Oh, folks at home, next time I'll come over and give you the mic. Folks at home, she was saying, Melanie here in the room was saying that she does something similar without kind of really knowing that you were already doing that. She like takes a moment, steps away, pauses for just a minute. She has littles and olders from 2 all the way to 15. And so she's getting that whole spectrum, of kids getting upset. And so she's kind of learned to do that too. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Anyone else want to share before we move on to the next? Again, some things that you do to calm down when you're feeling a big emotion like anger or being upset.
And then yeah, and then I try to, just because I have a 4 years old and 6 years old, I just make my styles like them and talk to them, make them calm. But if they not get calm, I just try to give them a space. I mean, just sometimes.
That's good. I love that. I like how they're a little bit different and also a little different from like the breathing strategies, but effective, right? For your kids because you know them.
Especially when they're not thinking and when they're not thinking in their frontal cortex, right? When they're thinking in that what we call the lizard brain, like when they're just like trying to survive. Yeah, they're not thinking logically. You're right, and that's why those breaths do, once they are a little bit calm and they take those breaths, that oxygen getting back up. Exactly, like you're actually y'all are brain scientists. Did you know that? Like by doing those things, like getting down to their level, by walking away, you're making them feel safe. And that's your number one job, right? Like at the end of the day, that's what your biggest role is. So thank you guys for being amazing parents and caregivers and modeling these great strategies and, building good brains for your babies. I share this story because I taught early childhood. My background is in early learning, littles. When my kiddo was young, when he was a toddler, we worked on all these breathing strategies and we would do all these different breaths. And I was like, yes, we're doing it. And when he was 3, he'd get in his little like angry ball. I will only breathe to live. I was like, alrighty then. And like he would not use the strategies when he was having a melt, and it was fine. And now he's 7, and he can use them. And but it took 7 years of consistent. Let's work on these strategies, but you're doing great, and they will breathe to live, and it's good. Good morning. How are you, friends? Welcome. I'm good. We're so happy to see you. All right. So in front of you, you have this emotion wheel. And one thing that we're going to take just a minute to kind of practice, and then you'll be able to take it home and use it like when you're at restaurants, when you're at the doctor's office waiting room, anything like that. But next to you, you have, and if you're at home, I believe we shared this electronically. So at home, you can print this. It's also available it will be available on our KERA Tiempo Tranquilo website. But this is a bilingual emotion wheel. And you at home, you can either cut out the little flag, the little spinner, or what we like to do is you have a paper clip and a pencil. So if you put the paper clip kind of inside the pencil, and then put the tip of the pencil inside your circle, it makes like a little spinner. So you can flick the paper clip, it will land on an emotion, and there are a couple of different things you can do with this. You can first of all just introduce there you go, you got it, Melanie. You got it. You can introduce some of these terms, words. We don't typically use words like anxiety or jealousy with littles, but they totally can be introduced to these words, and we can talk about what they are. Just a quick conversation with this game. You can also play charades. You can also get a mirror. We know littles are very egocentric, and it's all about them, and they're so cute, and they want to see themselves in the mirror. So you can get a little mirror and have them practice what their faces look like when they're angry. What do their faces look like when they're scared? And you can kind of do that mirroring together where you make that scared face and then they make it, and then you look at each other in the mirror. What do you notice? Again, charades. This would be a great family night game. Bring all the family in together. They spin it, then they get up and they have to act out what this one is, guessing it together. Can y'all think of a way? Like, is there anything else that y'all can think of that you might use this for? Or how you might use it? It's just because only because we have friends virtually and they can't hear us if we don't use the microphone.
You can use it by showing the child, my kid, and then they can point to what they're feeling. If they don't know how to say it, they're just that angry or that upset, they can just point to it and show me how they're feeling.
That's a really great idea, having it up like on the fridge or in their bedroom, and they can just be like, I'm feeling this way today. That's a really, really good idea. Anybody else? It's okay. All right. Aren't the fruits so cute? I love these fruits. Okay, so we wanted to share, before you guys leave, we have some books for y'all. But I wanted to share, we're just going to do a little picture walk with this book, The Color Monster. If you have not read this book, I love the illustrations. They're so great. And it does a really good job of introducing all of these different emotions. And again, that awareness of your body feels differently when you feel different emotions, right? And okay, perfect. So one of the things that I would like use this book for, you can absolutely read it as you would do a normal read aloud, but you can also just do a picture walk, and you can just look at, oh my goodness. I notice that this color monster has all sorts of different colors on him today. I wonder what's going on. I wonder why his colors are all mixed up. Let's see what's going on. Did you know that your emotions don't work well when they're all jumbled up like that? Something's not right. Let's see if we can sort it out. Oh, so this color monster can put all of his emotions in different jars. We can sort those out the same way that we sort out like our clothes when we're doing laundry, or the way we sort out our crayons. Sometimes we can sort out our emotions too. Let's go do it. Let's go see what we can do, monster. This is happiness. Do you guys agree? Do you think yellow kind of brings like joy and happiness? And yeah, it shines yellow like the sun and the stars. So he's kind of identifying what he feels like when he feels yellow, right? I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Ooh, what color do you guys think blue might represent? Ooh, tell me why. Why do you guys think Oh, she said that the rain kind of looks like tears. I agree with that. Blue could be kind of feeling down and sad. And guess what? You were talking about tears and crying. Sometimes when you're sad, we cry, and that is totally okay. Everybody cries, and we are allowed to feel sad. Ooh, what does this one make you think of? Anger, that big red. Do any of you get red faces when you get angry? I get a really bad red face. Yeah, you do too. It's the worst. It's the worst. No, it looks like this. But that's a conversation you could have with your baby. Did you know when you get mad, your face gets red like this monster? That's interesting. Okay, so the book goes on. The book goes on to all sorts of different emotions, and you can see, like, I was not reading any of the words on that. We were just talking about the pictures. And I got this from the public library. It's at the library. It's also available on YouTube for Read Aloud. Side note, pitch for the public library. They have all the books, and you don't have to buy everything. You just, like, go and read, and it's amazing. All right, so building on with that Read Aloud, we have a quick craft. So we're going to get to make a feelings monster. So my friends at home, if you're watching virtually, at the beginning I had on the screen to gather some like crafting materials. If you don't have those things, totally fine. You can use extra, like if you got a envelope in the mail, you could turn that little envelope into a feelings monster. If you have extra, your kids' leftover homework, flip those papers over, cut out a circle, bam, you can make a feelings monster. It does not have to go buy, you don't have to go buy anything special to do these cool crafts. So for today, we brought materials to make a little paper plate monster. But when you guys get home, please know that there are lots of different opportunities. This I really like, especially if you've got olders. How are you feeling today? You're having a rough day? Let's write it down. Let's feed it to the monster. Let's see if we can get those emotions out of us and out into the world so we can not be so heavy with those things. And then these cute little guys are great for if you're going to like retell the stories of the color monster. They can like have a little puppet for each emotion. and then you can act out. Side note also, you guys know this, littles love to like, that's why Cookie Monster is so great, because Cookie Monster doesn't follow the rules, right? He's like crazy. So they get to be angry, they get to be jealous, but it's not really them, it's that emotion. So we're gonna bring you guys some materials. We'll take like just a few minutes. We also have some resources that we wanna share with you guys. Sorry. And as y'all are kind of crafting, we'll go through those resources. Does that sound good? So we'll kind of go do a twofer thing going. All right, give me just a minute. We'll get you guys some of these resources. My friends at home, please feel free to join us in crafting. I was just sharing with Carolyn, yes. You don't have to craft any of these activities. Like, these were just some suggestions. Crafting is just so joyful and mindful, and sometimes we forget how much fun we can have just cutting and coloring. So please, if you're at home and you're able to join us, take a few minutes for yourself and create something. Maybe you want to do a holiday card or, you know, whatever. But we're going to take about 5 minutes, we said, or 9:30. We've got 15 more minutes. Take about 3 minutes, but we're going to keep crafting. It's one of those things that you can, yeah. But we'll come back online to talk in about 3 minutes. And please keep crafting, keep working, keep doing what you're doing. We just have a couple of other resources that KERA and PBS offers, and we want to share these with you so that you also have them at your fingertips, because as your child's first teacher, the more you know, right? So I'm going to pass this over to Erica.
Thank you, Megan. And also, just before I get started and jump into those resources, you have this one-pager there on your table, and it has pretty much all the resources that we're going to talk about at your fingertips. And feel free to snap a picture, share with other folks, mom groups, or just other families. The only one that is not on there is this one that I'm about to talk about now, and I'll tell you a little bit about it and then how you can use it. So again, as Megan said, we firmly believe that as parents, you're your child's first teacher, and at KERA, we want to help you in that by being your partner in parenting and sharing these resources with you. So this platform is PBS Learning Media. So it is primarily for educators, but because it's a free website, it's just like a website you can go to, pbslearningmedia.org. You can scan the QR code. It'll pull up on your phone just fine. But yes, because it's a website, anyone can access it. Like, I could send this link to my mom, and she's a grandma. Like, she's not a teacher, but she can access it, click on videos. She can pull up the handouts, the printables, all of those things. So the way that I like to explain it, it's a platform, an online platform that has thousands of video clips, so shortened clips of the episodes or the shows you know and love. Daniel Tiger is one that I like to use because the shows are amazing. They're very well researched and produced, all of the things. My daughter watched them growing up. But had I known that this was available as a teacher, I could have used maybe one of the sharing clips from the sharing episode and use that in the classroom. How does this work, though, for you guys at home? You can just go to the website, search Daniel Tiger, and pull up just that clip. So maybe you want to just listen to and sing the song again with your kids. You can pull it up in a clip instead of trying to find it on YouTube or, where's that episode? How do we pull that up? Oh, that's a great idea. Yes, thank you. Megan's going to pull up the website. She has it there, and you can just see, like, the interface, again, is for teachers, but anyone can search and look up things. As she's scrolling, you can see a lot of the clips are about 2 minutes. As you get into, because this is available for pre-K all the way to high school. So as you get into the middle school, high school levels, obviously the clips get, the content changes. It's like documentaries. They might be a little bit longer for those folks. This could also be, because I've actually done this with my daughter. She's 13. She's in 7th grade. So she's now transitioned from Daniel Tiger, right? We're not going to show her the sharing clip now. But she was doing something on, something with history. She's in Texas history. There wasn't a lot on there, but there was some related things, like related clips. And I remember telling her, like, go on there and search that phrase and bet you can find something. She did something on African wild dogs like a year ago or 2 years ago, and there was something on there from wild krats. So she was able to pull up the wild krats video and use that. So there's some ways that you can use it from pre-K all the way to your older kids. This is one of the Daniel Tiger little lessons, life's little lessons, and this is Mad Feeling. So we talked about that earlier with the podcast, but you can see it's available in English and Spanish, this particular resource, and you can just toggle. And then down at the bottom, there's teacher tips, because again, this would be more for teacher facing, but if you scroll through, there are resources that you can pull up either on your phone. You don't have to print it necessarily. There might be like that one there in the green. That's the song that goes with this episode. So then if you don't remember it or you want to share it with somebody, you can pull it up there and listen to it. And that's just one show. So if your kids are into Lila and the Loop or Wild Kratts, like my daughter is, all of those shows have resources on here. Because we were talking, though, about exploring emotions and, you know, we started off with the podcast. These are some resources that we found on PBS Learning Media that focus on that around emotions. So, again, the Daniel Tiger one is there, available in Spanish. The Healthy Minds, Thriving Kids is elementary all the way to high school. It has some really helpful videos of real kids talking about these emotions or situations that they've faced. I think that's really powerful for the middle school, high school kids to see other kids talking about it in this way, and then a strategy or tips on how they handled that. So you could see how counselors and teachers might use this, but then you can reinforce at home, hey, let's watch this. And of course you can look for what you need, ahead of time, and then kind of have that ready and maybe use it as like a conversation starter, for your littles all the way to your olders at home. Hopefully you find this helpful. That's a really shortened version of that platform because there are thousands of resources on there. We can't say that enough, really. Another resource that has hundreds, probably thousands of things on there as well is PBS Kids for Parents. Now this, obviously, it says it in the title, this is geared towards parents. It's available in English and Spanish. Anything from recipe ideas, activities like the one that you're doing now, crafts, things like that, how to get kids involved in chores. I know there was one about road trip, not anxiety, but what to do with your kids on a road trip, how to talk to them about, their first flight, things like that, tips, articles, for parents. And it's primarily, I would say probably, 2 to 10 really, but I've used things on there for my daughter who's 13, and I've seen really good articles about different things and oh, I could say it that way, or let me, word it to her or bring it up to her in this way. Cause I don't know everything. And so if someone's already done the research and they're an expert in that, let me just take what they're telling me and I can, adapt it for my family. Anything you want to add on that? I just took over your screen. Your turn.
No, I don't think so. I will say I use this a lot. Again, I've got a second grader who is really big into crafting and doing hands-on stuff. And sometimes I don't know what to tell him to do or whatever. And so I'll look and see what recycled goods we have. And I'm like, here's a box and a bag. Go look on, let's look on PBS Kids for Parents and see what kind of activity you could do or what are you interested in. Look, even right here, starting a daily feelings check-in. You could make this as a family. Didn't even do that on purpose. That just showed up there for you. Right on time. But this site is great for all things parent related. We have 2 minutes, so we're gonna go through these last two really quickly. Lantern, if you have not signed up for Lantern, I highly recommend. This will send you parenting tips for your children ages 0 to 18, completely free. It has not only developmental parenting tips, but if you can also I love to cook and I like to cook with my kid. So you can type cook and it will send you activities to do in the kitchen with your kid. Or if you've got a baby and you're working on vocabulary development, I think it's Talk. talk. And that will send you tips on how to build your child's vocabulary. We have a buddy. Hi, friend. So this is also available in English, Spanish, and Arabic. So if you or anybody you know speaks any of those languages, it's free. Go for it. And then we also have a parent newsletter that we curate in-house. We send it out twice a month, again, available in English and Spanish. When we have the survey at the end, you'll have an opportunity to sign up for that. But we try to find activities like what we found on PBS Kids for Parents, because we are parents and we are teachers and we want to support you in whatever way. We know parenting is difficult and we want to be your partners in that. So the newsletter. Oh, we also try to put free things that are happening in the community. That will also be sent out on Lantern. So let's say something's happening in Arlington specifically, we can target zip codes and we'll let you know of things that are happening at the Arlington Public Library, or if there's like an event down at, oh my goodness, what's the place where the concerts happen? Levitt Pavilion. I was like, it starts with an L, but it's not Lincoln. That's it, the Levitt Pavilion. Like things like that will show up if we know about them. So that's that. And we just wanted to leave you with this cute little happy holidays. There's a whole collection going on right now about holidays on PBS Kids. We have Weather Hunters and Carl the Collector have some really cute shows out for the holidays and winter. And we just want to thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. We thank you so much for getting out on this cold morning. If you're joining us online, there's a bit.ly for our survey. If you're here in person, you can scan the QR code. Your voice is important to us. You guys matter and your feedback matters. We use this to improve and to also meet the needs of families. So if there's something you would like to see, something else, something we could have done differently, please let us know. You are also always welcome to contact us. So at the bottom of your parent resource page is an email. As you saw in that picture, we are a team of 5. That's it. So when you email us at this email address, it's one of us who's going to respond. We're real people. We really do want to support you. And if there's any questions you have or anything that we can support with, we are here for you. And again, we appreciate your voice. And before you leave, we've got some books for you. And I think then you're going to stay in here and another person's coming to join you to talk to you some more. So if you need to take like
just Lily. Okay. Folks at home, I don't know where the camera is, but folks at home, Lily just let me know that if you registered, they're going to send all the resources to you after this session. So rest assured you'll get that. But just as Megan said, everyone here in person, but also at home, please email us if you have any questions or anything like that. We do love to hear from you.
Thank you very much. And I think there's that if you are interested in any more Tiempo Tranquilo, which is also on your Parent One pager. And thank you again for joining us this morning. We appreciate you.
All right. Good morning. How is everyone? Awesome. And then this is the first time, but I think there's people joining us online, so we want to greet them too. And so I think this is going to be a hopefully good class where you're going to get lots of information. We're going to do some moving around the room, talking, chatting. But let me go ahead and move forward. So today we're here and we're doing routines that help children thrive. So my name is Vanessa Valadez. I am a Title I teacher. I do toddler time. We do a lot of different classes around the district, and I work specifically if you have a 0 to 3-year-old. But I'm also a mom. I have 5 kids, and they are all part of AISD, and I have one who just went off to college last year. So I'm right there with you, like doing routines, figuring it out. I was just thinking about it, like even my teenagers, they need routines all the time. They need help. So we're going to talk about all of that fun stuff. But first, you want to do a little get to know you. So this may require you to get out of your chair. And for those who are watching virtually, what we're talking about is a favorite snack. So all of our kids have a favorite snack. And these are some options. So, and we have some numbers here. 1 is goldfish. 2 is fruit snack. 3 is Cheetos. And 4 is fruit. And we could even do like 3 could be chips. So for my people who are here, if you would get up and find which one best goes with your child. What is their favorite? So is it 1, you'll stand here, 2, 3, or 4? And those of you watching virtually, just think about like, what is your child's favorite snack? So we're going to, I'll go ahead and move around. I'll move out of the way. There you go. Let's see. So far we have fruit snacks, Cheetos or chips, fruit. Okay. Okay, so you might need to stand in the middle. So which one are theirs?
My daughter likes goldfish, but my son likes fruit more.
Okay, so you can stand. Let's see. Since there's nobody on 1, we'll go ahead and put you with 4. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick little survey. So we have 2 who are on fruit snacks. Is there a particular type of fruit snack? No, just any. It's like fruit snack, whatever kind of gummy. You know, it took me a while to realize like I could even just buy gummy bears because those are the same thing. But and then I felt like fruit snacks was like candy, so it was like a big treat for them. But that took me a while. I think I was like, fruit snacks from Buc-ee's. Awesome. Okay. And then 3, is it Cheetos or is it a different type of chip? Sun chips. I love Sun chips. What flavor? That's mine too. Those are my favorite. They're addicting. And then how old are our kids? So Grayson is 2. 4, 5, and 6. Okay. And 4. How old? 8 and 3 years old. 7 and 5. 12 and 3. So my kids are 12. Let me see if I can remember because I have 5. 12, 14, 15, 17, and 18 years old. But man, I miss those young times. Okay, so now we have fruit. What kind of fruit? Any fruit? Strawberry, apples, and grapes. Apple and watermelon. Grapes. Mango. My daughter just turned 12, and for her birthday, she doesn't like cake. She's really picky on sweet. She's very, very healthy eater, and she wanted mango and strawberries. So, and I'm kind of like, yeah, the one you had like, I have several kids. I think my other kids was like fruit snack and then goldfish, but it had to be the rainbow goldfish. Oh, red and green one. That would be good. So now you know how 4 corners go. We're going to move along. And the next one we're going to talk about. Hold on. The clicker is not working. Oh, here we go. Is routine struggles. So same thing. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And for those watching virtually, we're talking about routine struggles and the 4 areas of struggles that we kind of picked out. There might be different struggles, but the first one is consistent bedtime routine for a child. That's 1. 2 is consistent bedtime routine for yourself. That's the struggle. 3 is getting out of the house on time. That's the biggest struggle. Or 4, it's afternoon routines. So think about that. Which is the biggest struggle in your home? And then y'all can move to 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay. And if you're watching virtually, just think about those struggles that you have at home. Which one seems to be the hardest? All right. Okay, so we have no one struggles with bedtime routine. It's not the biggest struggle. That's awesome because I think if you can conquer that, it's good for yourself. Okay, so we have 2, consistent bedtime routine for self. So what time do y'all go to bed? Okay. You came during your sleep time. Thank you so much for being here.
The first day I sleep like now.
Uh-huh.
Then the second day, like today, I cannot sleep.
Oh my goodness.
Either day or night.
Okay.
Just up.
So nighttime shift, so it's just all over the place. What time do you? This is for you. This is if your struggle is for you getting to bed for yourself.
Oh, no, for my child.
For your child. So you are on number one. So that's your biggest struggle is getting your child to sleep. So about what time does he normally or she normally end up going to sleep? 10. Okay. All right. And then we have, and there's no judgment here. So even online, don't feel bad about yourself. There's no judgment. It's okay. Okay. So Melanie, we have 3, getting out of the house on time. So what time do you typically get out of the house?
It doesn't matter. You can wake up 2 hours early. You can wake up 10 hours early. With 5 kids in the house, somebody somewhere along the way is going to have a meltdown, lose a sock, can't find a jacket, do something else. You can plan, you can plan, you can plan. Something's going to happen.
So there's always something that happens in the way until you don't get there on time. And what is it with y'all? What is it, like an hour delay? Is it finding things?
It is that she wants to just play.
Okay.
And then she'll find anything to play with.
So getting her, well, she's always distracted. So getting her to focus. All right. And then for number 4, after school routines, what's the biggest struggle within your afternoon routine? Having a routine. Okay. Okay, because of all the different activities. You said you have 4. 5. Oh, you have 5. Okay, I have 5. You have 5. 5. Okay. And then what's the biggest struggle for after school?
Yeah, and my big son wanted to play. And he has homework.
Mm.
And math.
Yes. Imagine Math, Arlington ISD, Imagine Math, I guess. Okay, so it's getting them to focus on schoolwork when they want to play. So our last question, and y'all can stay where you're at, is talk amongst each other. So it's perfect. We have 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. And those watching virtually, ask yourself, what is one thing you and your child enjoy doing together? So y'all can talk to each other and share. All right, we're going to start with 4. So what is one thing that y'all learned from each other that your child likes to do? Like, do you want to share her story? What is it? Well, share hers, what she just told you.
Yeah, my kids, I tell her, my kids wanted to speak with me and play with me.
Oh,
Before go to sleep.
they want to do one-on-one time. That's awesome. And you?
They like bedtime stories. So with 4 kids, 4 stories.
Oh, 4 bedtime stories. Go, Mom. That's a lot. Okay. And what is one thing y'all learned about each other? Did y'all learn anything new?
Yeah, kind of similar. Like kids kind of have the same thing. They want that one-on-one time with mom, and doing something that's different. So with her, she's with her daughter. They pick a favorite thing, and then they do that on Thursdays.
Okay.
It's with Eloy. He's my mama's boy, and so it's kind of he picks and chooses what who and when and where kind of.
Yeah. So a lot of one-on-one time is what they're wanting. Okay. And what y'all enjoy. So is there anything different? So both of our groups have said one-on-one time is what they really enjoy doing with their child, and their child enjoys doing with them. What did y'all learn from each other?
Oh, I like what she said about with cooking and gardening.
Cooking and gardening.
She told me, but mine, it's they like to mommy tag and play like this.
Hide and seek. Yes. So much fun. Well, thank y'all so much. Y'all can go back and sit down. Thank you for just helping us along with the conversation and learning from each other. I love these types of settings because we realize like we all are in the same boat. We're just doing different things, right? And so we're going to move along. And today, what we're learning about is you're going to learn how simple daily routines can help children feel safe, confident, and ready to learn at home and at school. Then the second thing is you will leave with one routine you can start using right away and a visual chart to take home. And we also have some books. Also, there are some visuals. So you'll get this book. So if you're watching online, I encourage you to come in person if you can. But this will have visuals inside of it, and it's the importance of routines. So our first question is, what are routines? Like, what does that even mean? Routines are activities that follow a similar order and pattern each time. Routines can help to reduce stress around transitions from one activity to the next. So I would even say I like the word too, because I'm not very much of an A-type person. It kind of stresses me out. So I like the word like a rhythm. Like there's a rhythm to our day. And so an example is we're going to brush our teeth, we're going to put on our pajamas, we're going to read a book, and then we're going to go to sleep. So it's just something that's kind of the same activities, right? And you kind of build this pattern, and then they know what's coming up next. So why routines matter? And I know that you may have come here asking like, oh, I need help with my child, but we believe in the whole family, the whole child, so we're going to start off with you. So why routines matter for the adult? If we look at this photo, how many of us can just feel what this woman is feeling? How many of you have been there? And for those watching online, think to yourself like, whoa, is this you right now? Are you online watching, but you're also in the middle of doing laundry? Or maybe you're studying because you're also going to school, or maybe you're on a break from work. So what we're going to talk about is how you can feel more organized, reduce stress, and can enjoy family time more. So routines are important for you as well. So routines for adults, we want you to be able to make your time matter for your family and for yourself. So first, kind of figuring out what's the best time for you. Are you a morning person or are you an evening person? How many morning people do we have? Okay. How many evening people do we have? How many we're not any time? Like, it's just like, I have no time. And so we want you to be aware of the time when you have the most energy. And then maybe you have a health condition where it really wears on you, right? And it's up and down all the time. And so that's a real thing. So we want you to just be aware of that time when you do have energy and take advantage of it. I'll share a personal story. So I have a thyroid condition. So there's sometimes that I am just like, ooh, let's get all it done. And my family is like, oh, mom's on one. Like, she's ready to go. We got to jump in. She wants help. And then there's times where I'm just like on the couch. Like, I just don't have it in me. I can't move. I'm just tired and drained. And so when I know I have that burst of energy and I'm feeling good, I'm going to take advantage of that time to get things done that I need to get done. But you want to take care of yourself and be active as well. Like, you are the model. You are the ultimate model for your child and for your family. Like, they're watching you all the time. So what are you doing? What are you putting in your body? What are you doing for yourself? Are you going to bed on time, right? Are you staying up way late? And then we wake up and we're so grumpy. Like, they're watching you all the time. So work on me time so you are able to have the mental energy for your family. You are modeling for your kids what is important. And so I really want you to just like pause in your brain and kind of think like, take a deep breath and realize like, what can you do to take time for yourself? Like, what is something you can take out of your schedule or put in your schedule that'll help you give yourself some more me time? So second, why routines matter for the child. They influence a child's emotional, cognitive, and social development. So again, we want the whole child to be well. They help the children feel secure, especially we mentioned a lot of 4-year-olds. They need to know what's happening next so that they don't worry. So it provides safety. And then children understand expectations, build healthy habits, help with transitions to and from school and at home. So we're going to walk through how to do all these things. So now we're going to watch this video, and I want you to really look at some things and kind of think, is there anything in the video that you can implement at home?
Okay, so that's what happens in the morning. What happens in the evening?
It's kind of like the same routine.
When you hear the word routine, you might think boring. But routines help kids learn good habits, for everything from healthy eating to doing homework. To set up a routine, my family made a schedule together. Some things, like eating breakfast and brushing teeth, we put on the schedule every day. But we also plan for fun things to look forward to, like family game night and a special treat each week. Now, my child knows what to expect each day. Making our schedule was easy, and it's really made life better. We pack lunches after dinner and pick out clothes before bed, so getting off to school the next morning is less hectic. Following a routine at home has been great practice for following a routine at school. Our schedule helps my child feel comfortable and confident. That gives him the freedom to explore the world and learn new things. And there's nothing boring about that.
So we're going to do some sharing out and at home. If you can think about these questions, are there any parts of the video that you could see yourself doing at home with your family? Which ones? So you can talk amongst your tables and then we'll share out. And then the second one is, why do you think routines are important? So we're going to give you a couple of minutes for y'all to sit and talk about these things. And if you're watching online, go ahead and take a moment to maybe think about these questions as well and jot some things down. All right, so we're going to go ahead and share out. So at this table, would y'all like to share out anything that y'all talked about? Are there any parts of the video that you could see yourself doing at home with your family, and which ones? The chart and having kids being involved in decorating, I think also they take ownership of it and it's theirs, and so they want it displayed, they want to follow it. I agree. Anything else? Or at this table, are there any parts of the video that you could see yourself doing at home with your family?
Not most of them because just some of them with my kids. Like pick up the clothes before they go to bed, pick up their snack, and fix their backpack. And most of the time we're not eating same time. That is the problem. I think we have to. I have to fix the routine in my house.
Okay. Well, and that's why you're here to, figure it out, and that's okay.
It's so helpful. I need to do it. I write it down. I need to write it down and do it.
Okay. So your two kids have like two separate schedules and you're trying to get them on the same one. Okay. And why do you think routines are important? You may want to answer that question. Why do you think they're important?
I think there's less meltdowns.
Less meltdowns. Yes.
Day, they know, okay, after this we're gonna do this, and they know there's something fun at the end if we do like game night, like I said on the video.
Yeah, so they can see what's coming up next. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move forward. So this is some brainstorming time. So ask yourself, do you currently have a routine at home that you follow with your family? If so, what is it? So I just want you to think about these questions. The second one is, there are so many opportunities during our day to build in routines. And sometimes our days go so fast that we don't realize where do we need that routine or what could we be doing. So in the morning, getting ready for school, after school, in the evening, and at bedtime. So these are all times that we could be establishing some sort of routine. So think back when we did the 4 corners or the 4 questions. What is that time of day that you really need help with, and what could you do? And then also give yourselves a pat on the back if you already have a routine or rhythm. I really like the word rhythm because I think routine and I think hourly, and that stresses me out. But not everyone. Some people, they love that. Like they love the hour thing, and that's great. That's super. But think about it. I just want you to be proud of yourself too, that if you've already established that with your family, and maybe with one of your kids it's great, one of your kids it's not, it's good to recognize where you can move forward and create some healthy habits and routines. So we're going to give you some examples. So this is a visual home chart, and it's on like a folder. A lot of these, like you said, and even in the video, I like how it's homemade and they make it. But if you want to print it out, you can definitely print it out. I would also encourage you, if you have kids who are in school, see what the teacher uses in the classroom. Because if you have the same kind of system going on, it'll help them recognize it and be like, oh, I know how to do this. We do this at school. So then we have this one. It's a checklist. But again, we're looking at visuals. So they're able to see what's going on and what's coming up next. Then this is a different one. This is another one that you can use where they drop in a check at the side of the chart. And then this is an hourly one, right? And so for our littles, they don't know time, but this is a way to get them to start recognizing time and time frames. Is it in the morning? Is it at night? So these are good also learning tools for them as well. And for our kids who maybe are nonverbal or don't know, are still learning how to communicate, these visuals are great for them because they're able to tell you what they need. So here's some examples of home routine schedules. So this one's short and simple. It's just very basic. So the child's able to see, okay, it's breakfast, and then I go to school. And after school, I get to come home. And then after home, I have swimming lessons. Then I get to eat dinner. And then it's bedtime. So it's just very short and sweet. This might work for your child. It might work best for you. Something that's just really simple. And then this one, they get to actually physically move what they've done. So they're moving it from one side to the other side, and then you know that it's accomplished, it's done. And this is the same way. They're still actively accomplishing things. And then it's a visual for you too, so you can see what they've done and what they haven't yet gotten to. What's great with these also is you're able to tell your child, you can kind of play silly like, well, I don't know, what's next? Are you supposed to brush your teeth? Are you supposed to get your backpack? Let's go look at your chore chart. Let's go look at your routine. Let's go look at your schedule for your day. Do y'all have any questions? Okay. Again, this is an hourly one. Like I said, for me, I'm like, oof, that's a lot for me. But I love, again, the routines and the little rhythms where you're like, okay, this is what I do. I get up. I brush my teeth. I get dressed. I eat breakfast. I put my backpack on. I go put my shoes on. I go in the car. So there's always rhythms. Like, we already naturally have rhythms. So I'm not trying to have y'all change anything up. Just use what you have, but just implement something where their routine matches yours.
So how do you do that, like you having 5 kids when you have, because like everybody has a different style. You have like one that's more like meticulous,
Yes.
you have another one that's more fly by the seat of their pants, and then you have the little ones, and then you're trying to figure out what works best for them. Like, how do you incorporate it to make it work for everybody?
And I love that you asked that question because I still have 5 kids, but you're right. There's some of our kids that are like, they are type A and they want the hourly kind of system. There's some that are they're free, right? They like to do whatever feels good in the moment. And so that's why we're giving you several types, because it doesn't mean that everyone has to have the same chart or the same visual, but your end goal for those, getting out of the door or getting to bed is the same. So for one child, it may be something like this, where they're visual cards and they're seeing what they have to do. For your other child, it may be an hourly thing where they don't need a visual for everything. They just need to know what's next at what hour. And then this one's my favorite. This one right here, the actual one that's drawn, was mine for my kids, and that was our afternoon high five. And not everyone's afternoon high five has to be the same. However, you are the parent, so you get to decide the end goal. Maybe the first thing you all want them to do is to come home and change and get out of their clothes and put their play clothes on. And then maybe the end goal is you don't want them to go to screen time. You want them to play outside first. But in between the 3, it doesn't matter. And then in my house, my high five was, I didn't care if it was in order. I just needed it to be done. So you pick your 5 and let's get it done. And then in here too, you get to incorporate chores and having them take responsibility. Like, there's different chores for different age groups. So you don't want to give a child who's 2 years old and have them mop the floors, right? Like, there's age appropriate chores, but there's responsibilities that they enjoy doing and they take ownership for being part of the family. Another favorite tip I would love to share is when it came to chore time, because I have such a big family, I would do, in the morning, we're going to pick up 20 things before we get out of this house. Put 20 things back wherever they belong. We have 7 people all together in the family. I mean, my house, we left and it was clean. So when we got home, it was like, oh, I could sit for a little bit. And then bedtime was the same thing. Before you go to bed, we're going to pick up 20 things. Whatever it is, put it back where it belongs. But that's just a side tip that worked for me. It might work for you, it might not. But you really have to figure out your family and know what works for them. What's going to motivate them? Are there any other types of charts or systems that y'all use that we haven't talked about? Do the charts overwhelm you? Well, good. That's awesome because they overwhelmed me. So I had to figure out what worked. And for me, it was a high five. Yeah. hmm Yes. So for me, it was very important for them to check back. So I use the word check back. So they would go, they do it. And so whenever before they would go play outside, or the last one was always play outside or free time, then they'd want to go do that. Well, did you do your high five? Let's check your chart. Did you do 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh, you didn't do 3? Let's go back. Let's go finish that one, and then you can have free time. So that's why you get to be in charge of the beginning and the end. And then the 3, they get to pick which ones they want to do based off what you need them to do. Any other questions? So, yeah, because this one, I wanted them to go be active and play outside before screen time. So that was mine. But if you want the last one to be like, go, you can watch TV now, you can get on your iPad, that's okay too. But for me, I wanted to make sure that they were outside, playing, getting all the extra energy out, and then they could have screen time. But that was me. That's my preference. It doesn't have to be yours. It's up to you. Any other questions? All right. So we're going to give you some more time to talk. So at your tables, what moments in the day do you need a routine? And I think we've already talked about this. So maybe we can change the question to what can you implement in your routine? All right, so hopefully, I'm hoping that you're getting some takeaways. So, does anybody want to share what's something that you can see already? Because we've talked about our struggles with routine. So, is there anything so far that you have already taken away? Like, I'm going to use this visuals and the charts. Preparing the night before. Mm-hmm. All right. So we're going to give you some time to draft a schedule. And then we also have some routine cards that we are going to encourage you to take it home. And like we've talked before, when kids are involved in putting the routine together, they take ownership of it. So we want you to take these cards. And then if you're listening online, you can also find some images, draw some images of your routine so that they also have a visual. If you're able to print, that's great as well. And then make sure that you work together to create something for your family. Because in order for the routine to work, the whole family has to be involved and on board. So we want you to consider your family's needs and what will work best for everyone. We all have a different schedule. We're all running around. If you have older kids, they might be involved in extracurricular activities like sports. And so that's a whole other type of schedule, right? So for me, when my kids being in sports, that's why I liked the rhythm versus the hourly, because we didn't always eat dinner at the same time. But for me, it was important in my family that we were eating dinner together. And so sometimes I was at 5 o'clock. Sometimes it was at 4:30, really early. Sometimes it was at 8 o'clock at night. But we were always going to eat dinner together. And so that was part of our rhythm in our family. And then keep it simple. It doesn't have to be really busy unless you have a child who needs specifics. But it can be very simple. And then encourage independence. If there are parts of the routine kids can do on their own, remember, like have them pitch in and do help with the chores, help with the dishes, the vacuuming, whatever it is. But they need to know, right? So when they know what's expected of them, then it's easier for them to accept it as well. And then last, write in your home language, meaning you know what they understand and how they understand it. So write it in the way you talk at home. Write it in the way that they understand best. Use the visuals that they like. If you have a 4-year-old, you might have to pull out, some Bluey cards or something, right? Something that they connect with. So that's their home language, the way y'all communicate together at home. And then we talked about drawing pictures or visuals. So here we have a weekly planner. And you don't have to use this one. You could do it on a calendar, put it on your fridge, and write the activities that are going on. It's helpful if you have teenagers sharing your Google Calendar. That is like gold. I have, I told you right now I have 5 that are 12 and older, and so we put everything on the calendar. So when something comes up and it wasn't on the calendar, I'm like, well, was it on the calendar? Because I didn't know about it, so we have to make sure we're always communicating and putting those things there. And again, for our littles, it helps them feel safe. Like, oh, I know what's happening. We're not going, to the store this day, but you get to come to the store with me on this day. When do we get to go to the store? This day. And so when they wake up and they're like, are we going to the store today? Nope, not today. Let's go to our calendar. On this day, we're going together. So they know what's coming up. So we'll give you a couple of minutes to kind of write down some ideas. Okay, so this is just a simple practice, just to get used to writing things out. You know, maybe on Saturday you want to have a deep clean day where everyone is cleaning. Maybe for you too, you know, on Mondays you want it to be like, no one has activities on Monday, so Mondays is our fun day. We get to, you know, eat a quick meal and then sit down and watch a show together. But just being in routine of making time for your family and then communicating with your family what is expected of them is important. So is there anything that y'all do weekly in your own families that's already part of your rhythm or your routine?
Because my husband Tuesday is his off day, we have some fun or shopping together.
Yeah.
Kids and him together. But Monday, he needs to go to. My son needs to go to karate class and it's active day. And he's saying it's fun.
Yeah.
That's why it's active day and he's going for the exercise and karate class.
So I love that. So just having Tuesday, you know, your husband's home and that's your family day. And then that's there and it's a visual where your kids see like, you know, oh, Tuesday's fun day. So when they're having a really hard week, it's like, it's okay because Tuesday we're going to have fun. It's okay. We're going to relax and we're going to do something. Anybody else want to share? Something that you already do in your routine weekly.
Usually Saturdays, when it's the off season for sports, we usually go outside to a park or a free activity at the library or, stuff you see online on Facebook. They have a lot of weekend stuff. So usually Saturdays are fun day to
Yeah. I love that. I love that y'all are talking about fun things to incorporate in your schedules and your routines because then it's something that the kids look forward to. And I think sometimes because our, you know, kids aren't used to change all the time, it's good for them to have something to look forward to, but also to know because we know what's going on all the time. We know what's in our brain. We know what's in our calendar. We know what's coming up, but they don't. And so when we share that with them, it makes things run smoother. So these are some other visuals. So again, create a picture chart and place it where they can see it, easily see it. So this is really important for our friends who are 4 years old, 3 years old, even 5 years old. Make sure that it's at eye level, okay? And that it's somewhere that they are going to see. So whether that's in the restroom or maybe that's in the, you know, kitchen area or it could be in their bedroom, but it's at eye level. And then you're going to walk them over like, oh, you got dressed. Good. Let's go see what's on your chart next. Oh, did you brush your teeth? You got to brush your teeth. And so the only way the chart will work for our younger friends is if you continually take them there and make it habit, you know, and you're consistent with it. Well, let's go look at your chart. What is it? You may know already what's next, but they don't. They're learning still. And then I love this little note. Studies show that routines help create healthy brains. And we want them to have healthy brains. We want them to be able to be stress-free. They know what's coming. They feel safe. They know they can take charge and help clean up because that's part of what they're supposed to do. That's their job. That's their role. And help them own it. So here's some tips for implementing routine and a schedule in your home. Be flexible, right? Because things change, especially if you have more than one child. There's even more than one person living in a household. There's gonna have to be flexibility. Keep the routine and schedule as similar as possible each day, but remember to be flexible. Give your child a warning if things are going to be different. So if you know already that you're going to have to pick them up from school because they have a doctor's appointment, but they're used to being at school all day long, don't surprise them and show up. Let them know. Today you have a doctor's appointment. I'll be picking you up. For some of our kids, any kind of change, like, why are you here? Why are you picking me up? What happened? Like, I don't want to go home. I was hanging out with my friends. So make sure you let them know what's coming up. When there's a family event or something has happened in the home, giving them a warning of, well, you know what? We were supposed to go to the movies today, but grandma's really sick, so we need to go help her out. You know, I'm so sorry. We'll have to rearrange that. But communicating with them. And I think it's different because when my mom was older, she'd be like, I don't need to tell you what's going on. Like, you just need to follow me. But it creates safety, peace, less stress when we're communicating with them, even if they are 4 or 5. Next, visuals. We talked about this a lot. Take pictures of your child engaged in the routine. This is fun. Like, we are in like the era of taking pictures and everything being videoed. Take pictures of your child and print those out and then have them see. Remember when you were brushing your teeth? I need you to do it again. It's important, right? So, especially when they're in that preteen age and they don't want to do it. Like, oh, do you remember this? When you were 4, you used to brush your teeth all the time and you loved it. Let's go back and do these things again. But review the schedule every morning to remind them of what comes next. And then the next is transitions. And transitions for some of our kids, it can be hard. And what we want to do is make them fun and give them warnings. So some of them, they don't understand 5 minutes, but they can understand countdowns. Maybe you have the little timer that turns over and the sand falls, and they know what's coming up next. Transitions from home to school might be a thing. I don't want to go to school. They're stressed when they go to school. So what can you do? There's books out there. Me and my daughter used the kissing hand, and we did the kissing hand all the way up until she was in 4th and 5th grade. And what it was is before she left the car, I would kiss her hand, and she knew she had a piece of me at school, and that way it just kept her feeling safe. So there's lots of books. Maybe it's a song, right? And you're going to transition, and it's one of your songs that you made up, and it's no one knows it, but it's your little chant. For us, we would sing, we wanted them to clean up. We'd say, it's time to put the shoes in the shoe rack. That was our song. And it was very silly, but we'd say, put the shoes in the shoe rack, shoe rack. And so they knew, oh, it's time to clean up. It's time to put our shoes away and get the house ready. But just finding the transitions and the little things that'll work for them. So what works for you? What's going to help them? Because we know that transitions can be hard. Any questions? So now is a fun time, but I really want to make sure that you came and you had your questions answered. Is there anything that you're like, man, I came for routines and I didn't really get that answered? Awesome. Do you feel a bit more prepared to make a routine at home? Yay, that's what we want. And online, I hope you feel prepared too. We want you to make sure that you are also have the same support that everyone here does. But what they have is they have some routine cards they're taking home. And we also have some books. Books are really important for kids for all things that they're learning, all milestones, their visuals that they can take. So online, find some books. Check them out on the library. This one here is The Importance of Routines. Same time every day helps me make my way. And so they're visuals where they can see that other people, other households have routines as well. So we're going to come back to prizes because we're going to surprise y'all later. But thank y'all so much for coming. My name is Vanessa Valadez. My email is vvaladez@aisd.net. And I'm here to support y'all. And then we also have Miss Kenna Rico and Lily Hamner and tons of people here who want to support you and your child.
All right, thank you. We just have just a few more minutes. I know we're so appreciative of y'all being here and anybody that's at home and watching as well. We're just going to close out our morning here a little bit. And to let you know who I am, I'm Lily Hamner. I am Early Childhood Operations Coordinator. And so I was previously, and I just made a connection today, I used to be assistant principal, and we used to work together here in AISD. And so now I say, that my mission is to ensure families can access early learning and providing the tools and resources to all the parents that are necessary. So everything with pre-K registration and enrollment, if you have any questions about that, and also putting on these family engagement events, that is something that I totally enjoy doing. I couldn't do it without all of these support, so I just help to put it together, and then they make it happen as well. So And then, so I want to just let you know real quick about some upcoming events. Something that we're getting ready to send out in case you have a 3-year-old, a child that was already 3 on September 1st of this school year, or know somebody who has a 3-year-old. We're really trying to, if they're not in pre-K already, it's so important to get them started. It's only a half day. That way they can start getting used to it. And I think a lot of people don't know that you can register all year long. And so if you know somebody, you have a neighbor, a friend, a family member that has a 3-year-old sitting at home, we're really trying to encourage them to come start fresh in January for the next semester. That way they at least get one semester. It's 3 hours. They start getting used to those routines. We just talked about routines and how important that is. And so they can start doing that. And the great thing is that we're open enrollment, so they can register at any school that has pre-K 3. And so the information, we have these flyers that'll be going out from some campuses, and we'll also be distributing. But they can always call us or email us at pkquestions@aisd.net, and we can help with getting registered for pre-K 3 for this school year, so they're even more ready for pre-K 4 next year. And then if you didn't know, we do have on the front of that folder that you have are the other dates for our sessions. We have different topics every time. And so our next session in February, it's going to be February 27th. And we actually it's one of our assistant principals, Miss Lucy Cerna. She's assistant principal at Anderson Elementary. She's going to be coming to present on positive discipline and setting boundaries with love. So as a former assistant principal, that is a lot of what we work with, and she does a fabulous job. And so she's going to be talking about how parents can do that at home. We're also going to be looking at early math. Math, they start learning those at young ages, and it's not doing multiplication tables, but how can you support that at home? And we'll have another one April 24th. We'll be looking at, because we talk a lot about kindergarten readiness. What is that? Getting them ready for kindergarten, but then also beyond, because even if you have a kindergartner, what it looks like beyond. And then looking at growing language and emotional skills at home, and so how we can use talk to do that. So these mornings, it'll be the same time, same place on those dates. But then we have our Once Upon a Time coming up. That's our literacy event where you can come dressed up in your favorite fairy tale costume. You can, or the kids can. We have parents and adults that come. We'll be dressed up. And we'll have lots of fun literacy events, and it'll be here. And even PBS, because they're going to come back and do a little session. And you can bring your kids and learn with them. They get to be with you that night. So those are just some of our events that are coming up. And we were going to do a little four-corner thing, but since we've had an intimate setting, we've got to talk a lot and things like that. So I think what I'm going to do, and since we're getting close to that 11 o'clock time, we're going to kind of go through this. And instead, we always want to get your feedback about what did you like, what could we do better for next time. And so if you have a few minutes to just give us to scan that QR code and give us some feedback, that would help us out. Let us know what other topics you're interested in finding more about. We would really appreciate that. And then as for prizes,